Today we have a very serious topic about SPs. I'm going to be tying my hair back. I'm going to eat ramen while we talk about this. I'm starving, but this is also a very important video. So make sure you watch to the end, like and subscribe. And my name is Jenny. Let's get on with it. I've always basically believed in manifestation. I stopped for a while, but it just keeps proving itself to me. So if you feel lost, if you feel stuck, if you feel like your manifestations aren't working or that it's not real, let this video be a reminder to you that it is, in fact, real. I've managed to manifest my SP back twice, very, very close together. I was absolutely desperate for it, but I still managed to do it. I also got this really cute cup. Today I'm going to share my story of manifesting my SP, how I did it, how long it took for me, and then also methods I used, and I want to use this as encouragement. Believe me, I know everyone says if I can do it, you can do it too. But I was struggling bad. I have depression and anxiety. Not anymore. We're not affirming that. But I had that mental struggle, you know? And I just want you guys to know, like, no matter how hard it seems and how desperate you are for your person or your ex or whoever it is, you can have it. And it's really that simple. And the key is persistence. And you're going to hear everybody say that. Any coach you go to, any video you go to, they're going to say persist, persist, persist. And I really want you to oversaturate your mind with persisting. Persist, persist, persist. And this is why. I'm going to try not to get into too much personal detail for the privacy of my partner, but me and my SP have been together. We've known each other for 5 years. We've been together for 4. This is my first and last, let me tell you, in everything. I've experienced my teenage years with him. I experienced entering adult here. I've experienced entering adult years with him. Same for him. We're each other's first in literally everything. First kissed, first embrace, first love, first intimacy, first time we drank, everything. Like, he is my whole world. So obviously I was very desperate for this person. I was very attached to this person. The last 3 months we had been struggling. We've been not fighting, but just kind of went through a fallout. And I decided to take some time for myself, like 3 days. But I really wanted him. I wanted him to show up for me. I wanted him to put effort. And that's the thing that was happening. I felt like he wasn't putting enough effort in. He wasn't really thinking about me. He wasn't really considerate of my emotions. And I wanted that. I wanted that in a partner. And so I started manifesting him to change within those 3 days that we spent apart. Like, he's going to show up for me. He's going to put his effort in. And the thing is, we were in like no contact. We weren't talking to each other or anything, but I was doing my little witchcraft, okay? Because one of my affirmations is I'm a witch, and that makes me feel good. So if you want to use that, take it for yourself. I'm a witch, honey. And so I was doing my little crafting or whatever, my affirmations, my methods, which we'll get into in a little bit. Exactly how I envisioned and scripted and affirmed came to fruition to a T. Like, to a T, to the point it was scary. It was quite a while ago when this all happened, so my memory's a little fuzzy, and also in the moment everything becomes so surreal that you kind of forget everything. But basically, I was affirming, at first I was affirming he's gonna text me, he's gonna call me, he's gonna reach out to me, and then I was like, no, that's not good enough. This man is showing up. This man is showing up to my house. This man is so desperate, he has to come and see me. He has to just pull up. He doesn't care what I'm doing. That might sound disrespectful, but it's fine. He doesn't care what I'm doing. He doesn't care what's going on. He's showing up to beg for me back right now. I got ready. I just knew he was going to, because it's act as if you have, which we'll get into. I'm going to make a whole video of how to truly act as if you have, even if you feel desperate. So subscribe for that. So I was acting as if he was coming, so I got ready, because I hadn't been getting ready for myself. But that day I wanted to just really put some effort in, so I put on my fancy dress, my little summer outfit, did my hair, did my makeup, went on a walk, was just affirming that he's showing up, coming over. When I got back from my walk, I heard my notification go off, and it was him, and he said, hey, can I come see you? And I was like, yeah, of course. 10 seconds later, he pulled up, which means he was already on the way, because he lives like 15 minutes away. It's like a 15-minute drive. He was there within 10 seconds. I kid you not. I wish I had like screen recording proof. I don't know how I would do that, but I wish I did, because I was shook. I was mind blown. I was so excited and trying not to just, because it's supposed to be a serious moment, but I was trying not to smile because I'm like, you know, I'm the operative of power. Actually, I don't know what they say. Operant? Something. I'm divine powerful. So I get in his car and we go to the little park area by my house, and in my head, I'm still affirming. Just because he's there doesn't mean I'm going to stop affirming. So I'm visualizing what he's going to say, what he's going to do, like scripting it in my head basically. And I don't remember word for word what it was, but I know for a fact, word for word, what I thought came true. And it was all good things. I was made sure to think good things and positive things and things that I wanted to happen. So that way the bad doesn't manifest, you know? Any bad thoughts, you flip them instantly, and you just got to keep flipping. And eventually you're going to brainwash yourself and you're going to believe it, and then your manifestations are going to happen that much faster. So I was affirming that... One thing I can remember was I was affirming that he was going to apologize and say certain things, which he did. And honestly, I think he was trying not to cry as he was doing it. But he was like, you know, you're so good to me, and you're so... just you give me all this love, I want to give you the same, basically. And then I was affirming that, okay, he's just going to kiss me. He's just going to kiss me. And I started smiling, and he asked me, why are you smiling? And I was like, it's the sunset. But really, it's because I knew all my manifestations were coming true, but I just couldn't say that. I couldn't tell him I'm a witch. So I was thinking, you're going to kiss me, you're going to kiss me, you're going to kiss me. And I put my thoughts into his mind, because we can transmute thoughts. We are telepathic. And so I put my thoughts into his mind, and then he goes, can I kiss you? And he literally grabbed my face and pulled me in and just kissed me. And it was so passionate. And he like pulled me over to his lap. And it was so passionate. And like that was the first time in forever, I mean forever, that he truly showed me such passion. And then I was affirming, and before he was coming, I was affirming he was going to buy me flowers. But in the car, I was affirming, you're going to buy me flowers. You're going to buy me flowers to make it up, because I like flowers. Seconds later, this man goes, can I go buy you flowers? Girl, look. They're dead now. Here's the fucking proof. Like, he literally, it was late at night, and he drove me to the store, went and picked out flowers for me, and then vased them for me. So if that ain't a sign that this is, because he never does, well, he always does stuff like that. But in the past, he never does stuff like that. He was just not a romantic guy. He was very strong. I like that about him, but you know, I wanted that passion. And so I was manifesting the passion, and look what I fucking got. Exactly what I wanted. We need a sip for this. Okay. I don't want to tell you that the story takes a turn for the worst, but this is why our thoughts are very... Hold on. Our thoughts are very, very, very powerful, especially when you start really realizing that you create everything and that all your affirmations come true, and you really believe and trust in yourself and trust everything that you're saying to yourself. Your manifestations, they're gonna start picking up. Like, I was in a rut for a long time, but once I really just started accepting, like, yeah, I am in control. Everything does happen for me so easily. It goes so fast, I'm telling you. And I'm not saying that as discouraging if your manifestations aren't coming quick enough, but it's really once you start, you know, feeling super divine, once you really start flipping your thoughts constantly, all your negative thoughts, flip them to good. But I need to get that disclaimer. The past week that we spent together after he bought me flowers and showed up for me, and we weren't broken up, but we were on a break that I initiated. But he begged for me back. He was literally talking about me like I'm a goddess. And that week was nothing but passion, nothing but intimacy, nothing but love. That man showed up for me like I had never experienced before. He's always been good to me and kind to me, but that man was a whole new man. That man was the version of me I deserved, that I wanted, that I sought after. And I feel like I look bald. Anyways, that man really showed up for me. He really put work in, and he was really changing himself for me. And it was amazing. It was a whole week of nothing but love. But then one day happened. And I don't say this to scare you, because you can always change the story. But if you do feel so powerful and you aren't flipping your thoughts, you don't get a day off. I'm sorry to tell it to you. You don't get a day off. If you have a negative thought, you have to flip it. If you start to spiral, you have to flip it, because we are so powerful and create everything that I don't want you to manifest something bad. And I don't mean to say that to scare you. Obviously, you're going to have intrusive thoughts. You're going to have negative thoughts. That's not you. That's okay. They're not going to manifest so long as you're affirming good things. Affirmations are not a method. It's a lifestyle. It's a choice. You don't have to robotically affirm. You don't have to robotically affirm good and good and good all the time. But if something negative pops in, you gotta flip it. You can feel the negative emotion all you want, but you have to think good about it. That's just my belief. Take that with a grain of salt, but that's what works for me. That's what I resonate. That's why I'm teaching this. But if it doesn't resonate with you, that's completely fine. But that's my beliefs. So let's get into the bad part of the story. A day where I was feeling energetically low, and I just kept telling myself, it's fine. I'm just having a low day, but I wasn't affirming anything. And then the next day, I felt worse. I wasn't keeping my affirmations in check. I was letting my mind wander to bad, and what if we don't make it, and this and this and this and that. I don't want to say them out loud because I don't want to put the thoughts in your head or in my head, but I was affirming bad things basically. I wasn't feeling a connection. I felt the distance. It was like a wall suddenly dropped in front of us. We were together, but we were not together. We were not present. And this is where if you know something's going to happen, it's going to happen. It's the law of assumption when it comes to that. And I was just assuming. I just knew that he wasn't feeling me anymore. That in that moment he didn't want to be together and blah, blah, blah. And he didn't say anything, but I felt that way. And I felt that way about myself. And I was spiraling. I was panicking. And we weren't close that day. We acted close, but I felt that we were not connected. And the very next day, since I was projecting that, I wasn't feeling good about myself. I was feeling insecure again. I was getting into fights with my parents again, and I just wasn't being the best version of me, basically. And it's okay to slip up, but I just feel like truly, I don't want to make you feel like you have to have a reason why things are going bad, but I also do think it's like the purging process or the process of events. I do believe in that. You don't have to, but I do believe that there's a timeline for things. What is it called? Like when events unfold like it has to. Whatever. I don't know what it's called. But, okay, so I was thinking like he's cold to me, he's not warm to me, and he's mean and blah, blah, blah. Maybe not exactly like that, but that feeling. The very next day, he just comes with bags full of my stuff and drops it off and is being very cold and being very distant and is just like, it's not working out. Girl, let me tell you, I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Basically, that's what I thought. That's what I felt. And I gave myself a day to be mad. I gave myself the time. The time for me was just a day to be like, oh, fuck you, like, and be hateful towards the world. Not even super hateful, but just really basking in my own misery. But even when I was hurting, I still went out and did things for myself. I went with my friends and played pickleball. I went walks on every day. I ended up coming back home because I was staying with my friend for a while, but I ended up coming back home to see my dog and taking her out. And I knew I still wanted him. I knew I wanted him to come back. I know that I love this man, and I know that we are in-game. I know that we are together in this world forever, no matter what happens. He's my person, and I'm his girl. And that's one of my affirmations, by the way. For a while, I was wavering because I was still hurt. Wavering is super important, and don't fucking waver. Don't do it. It doesn't serve you any good. Don't do it. Know what you want. Take the time to figure out what you truly want, and then don't take that back if you truly want it, okay? Which we can make a video on wavering, what it truly is, how to recognize it, and how to stop. Because when I was wavering, I didn't even know I was doing it. But I would go through thoughts of like, oh, he's so mean to me, he's so cold, or why did he did this, or why am I not enough, and to thoughts of like, oh, we're so in love, everything's working out, that never happened, rewriting the story. And it was just back and forth. And then sometimes I felt like, well, I still really want us to work out. And then other times I was like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. No, I don't care. I'm my own person. Fuck it. I'm saying a lot of F-bombs in this. I'm going to get taken down. Anyways, so at first, for like 3 days or so, there was a lot of wavering. Maybe 2 days. Everything happened very fast, okay? This is our actual breakup, when we actually broke up. And I I was just spiraling in my head, but I knew at the end of the day, I still loved him and I still wanted him. So I knew I had to stop. No matter how good and satisfying it is to soak in self-pity, I had to stop, because all that's going to do is push him away and put my manifestations on hold. So if your manifestations are on hold or you feel that resistance, you might be wavering, and you might not even realize, because wavering can look like so many different things. But we'll get into that later or in another video. So I finally decided, okay, this is what I want. I want us to be healthy, happy, and whole. I want to be the person that he comes to. I want to be the person that makes him happy. And I also want him to come to me. And at first I was saying, I want an apology. I want him to apologize for how he treated me that day when he left. I want an apology. I want him to beg for my forgiveness, basically. But then I realized that's still me wavering. And if you need an apology to move on, that's fine. But that might be what's keeping you stuck. And for me, that's what it was. I'm not saying you don't deserve an apology, and I did get one. But I'm saying that's what was making me stuck, because I was holding on to resistance. I was making it feel like he, in his mind, because we're all connected and I'm giving him thoughts, anytime I thought I want an apology, or he's going to apologize to me, or even if it was kind of like, oh, he's going to apologize to me, blah, 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 I was still putting it in his thoughts that I'm angry, that I'm upset with him, that I don't want him, but I do want him. And so me begging for an apology to him within my own head was making me stuck. And so I had to let go of that. And so that's when I started diving into forgiveness. Not to just him, but also to myself. But for him, I would literally speak out to him. I'd lay on my bed. I'd go on a walk. I'd do the phone call method, which is a method I believe that truly helps me. So we're going to get into that in this video. But I would tell him I forgive you. I would tell him I'm not angry with you. I would tell him I understand like what you're going through and it's not your fault, you know? And the thing is, when I was on a walk and saying this, I had clarity. It dawned on me. I realized that, I don't want to affirm this, but for the past, that he wasn't okay. It was nothing to do with me. It's not that he didn't love me. It's not that he didn't care. It's not that he didn't want me. It's that he's self-sabotaging, because he's going through a tremendous stress in his life with school and all this other stuff that I'm not going to put his information out, but he's going through tremendous stress and a tremendous change, and he has always been the self-isolating type, and I'm just going to deal with it all, bottle it up inside. And that's why he presented very cold. And I remember when I got out of the car once he broke up with me, I looked back and I saw his shell. He looked stern, but there was the red stinging tears in his eyes, because he was hurting not only himself but me. But he was self-sabotaging, and he just didn't realize it at the time. So I was on this walk and I was just overwhelmed with this like worry for him, and I realized like he's not mentally okay right now. And that helped me forgive him more, because I realized he's not doing this to hurt me or to hurt us. He just doesn't know what the fuck is going on in his head right now, in his body, in his mind. And as he's aging, we're aging together, but is going through this big change, and life can't always be up, up, up. Sometimes you crash, and I've been crashing. Like, I've crashed so many freaking times that I recognize it now when somebody else is on that path. And I realized that this was building up. This crash of his was building up for the past several months, and I had to worry here and there, but I never really focused on it too much. But then it dawned on me, he's struggling. And so then my affirmations switched from, he's so obsessed with me, he's gonna apologize to me, he's this and this and this, and it switched to, he feels comfortable in his own skin. He feels happy with life. There is no burden on his shoulders. And I would also affirm for us, I would say he's gonna come back to me healthy, happy, and whole. He is working on himself for us. He is becoming a better man for both himself and for us. And then I would start saying gratitude, and anytime I felt like crying from missing him, because I cried a lot, I would start saying gratitude. I'm so grateful my partner is going through this change to be better for himself and to be better for me. I'm so grateful my partner is warm and caring, and that he truly thinks of me so much he didn't want to drag me down with him. And I started affirming this, and then I truly believe it, and I truly believe it now, that it's just, I know, like, that's all it was. It's nothing to do with me. It's not that he doesn't love. I'm perfect, girl. He knows it. He literally told me yesterday how perfect I am. But anyways, so I started affirming differently for his mental health to be better, as for our relationship to be better because of it. I also did, of course, affirmations of we're back together, we never broke up, we're healthy, happy, and whole, he's so in love with me, I make him happy, I make him calm, I make him feel at peace. Those are just some of my affirmations. Obviously, I'm still human, and humans slip up sometimes, and so of course I was still checking my 3D, because I was still affirming that he's coming back to me, that he's coming to me, and that he's, he wants me, so he's going to make the effort for me, because I still wanted that. But on the 4th day of no contact, I was feeling my emotions, and I just decided to text him. And I don't think it was bad that I did, but it was triggering, and so I knew I shouldn't have. I knew I should have given him more space. But I just texted him a simple, hey, are you willing to talk things out? Of course, it was undelivered. He didn't answer me. He didn't open it for like another 2 days, but and I kept looking at that delivered message, and it hurt, obviously, but instead of wallowing in self-pity, I started wallowing in gratitude again, and I kept affirming that this is just the bridge of events. This is just making us stronger. When we come back together, we're going to be so much stronger. Okay, and so I didn't worry too much that he didn't open my text. And part of me had already expected him not to open my text, because I was doing it out of a moment of almost like selfishness and almost very, very, very needy. And so it's okay that he didn't. But then a few days later, it started snowing really, really bad here in April. And I wanted to go sledding, but he still had my sleds. I did text him again, and I was like, can you bring me my sled back? I know, I'm so funny. And I think part of me was still holding on to that. If he sees me, he's gonna miss me. But he did respond to that. He was like, yeah, I'll drop it off. And instead of reading it like, yeah, I'll drop it off, I read it as like, yeah, I'll drop it off. Like, sure, okay, no problem. Like, read their tone sweet. No matter what they're doing, just think it's sweet and caring and warm, and it will help you not spiral. So I was waiting for him to show up, but he never did. So I finally just left with my friends anyways and used a bucket. I used a lid, and it worked fine. But I had set an intention that when he comes over, when he drops my sled off, he's going to be overwhelmed with missing me. And I set that intention. I blessed the house, and I believed it. And he showed up, and he dropped my sled off, and I didn't see him. It was a drop off and go, so I didn't actually know what he was thinking. I didn't know if he didn't care at all. But I kept affirming that since he came back, he gave me my stuff, he's gonna miss me even harder. And I didn't want to believe it, but I forced myself to. And then I listened to a subliminal. I can leave the one that I leave, because I literally did every single method. Let me tell you, I was desperate for this man. And then I listened to a subliminal, and then 30 minutes in, he just texted me and was asking about me, like how I'm doing. I got so excited. Oh my God, I started screaming, but we texted for a little bit. Then it just went dry, and I got left on red again. So, anyways. But I didn't let that spiral. I kept that as a good thing. I kept it as a sign. Because everything, if it's a bad sign, it's not real. If it's a good sign, it is a sign. Okay? So just believe that. So then I started doing another method called the phone call method. And I truly believe that this is what helped me. Honest to God. And I heard about it from, I think her name is Jay Talks Manifestation. She's a great coach. I love her videos. She's the one that I feel like has helped a lot through this. But anyway, so I was doing the phone call method, where anytime you miss them, anytime you think about them, or anytime, honest to God, you just want to, you get on your phone, black it out, and then just pretend you're on the phone with them. Talk to them. You can speak as if they're speaking to you, or you can just talk about anything. Y'all can talk about your day. You can act like y'all never broke up, or anything. And it doesn't have to be an ex. It could be anyone that you're trying to manifest. But so I would do that constantly. I was on the phone with him constantly, just talking to him and basking in our love. And sometimes I would talk about like saying how much I forgive him and how much I love him and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes I would just talk about my day. And anytime I felt really hurt and missed him really bad and wanted to reach out really bad, I would talk to him. And I believed that my message was getting through to him because like I said before, they do get your thoughts. They do receive what you're putting out, what your intentions are. It's going to come as their own thoughts, their own feelings. It's not going to be exactly like, I don't know how to explain this. If you're saying my partner misses me, it might be like something might come in their life that makes them think about you, that makes them feel you, and then they're going to be on your mind. So while I'm doing this, I'm also affirming that I'm in his dreams. I'm also, and this is part of the story, I'm also affirming all this stuff that he misses me. He's always thinking about me. He's so infatuated with me. But while I'm also saying he knows I forgive him. He knows I'm going to accept him. He knows I'm going to welcome him back with loving arms because all I want to do is nurture this man, okay? I'm a provider in that way. I love giving my love. And I was also working on self-concept. You don't have to work on self-concept, but I did because it helped me not feel so crappy. Telling myself, I know I'm good enough. I know I'm worthy of love. I love that I love giving my love. I love that I'm so compassionate and understanding. I love that I love this person. I love that about me. I love that I pour my heart out. I love that I give my all. I love that I never give up when it comes to love. I truly love those stuff about me. And so I kept affirming that as well. When I tell you my affirmations are non-stop, I mean non-stop to the point it gives me migraines. Trust me, I have been there when you are so annoyed of affirming, but you have to do it. You literally have to. You don't have a choice. You have to do it. If you want what you want, you have to do it, and that's my own beliefs. I was also talking to spirit guides and God and everything, and I remember most of the time I felt good. Of course, I had bad moments, but I again flipped those bad moments into moments of gratitude. And if you're setting a deadline and they don't come by that deadline, pretend that they did. I started doing that because I was setting deadlines because I was impatient and I was like, he's coming today, he's calling today. And when he didn't, instead of wallowing that he didn't, I said, I'm so grateful he called me today. And that's going to make you act as if. That's a way of acting as if. Just pretending that it happened anyways. Be Delulu because it's not Delulu, because in another world, in another reality that we're stepping into, it did happen. So you can rewrite everything. I digress. So I have this necklace that he gave me. It's not on, which I'm going to explain in a little bit. It was the first gift he ever gave me 4 years ago. And I never once took it off. It's something I'm very attached to. I love that gift. I keep all his gifts, but that's the one, like, I'm so attached to that. And out of nowhere, it snaps completely. All I did was, because I always move it around, but I gently moved it. And because whenever I'm affirming, I would hold it very gently in my hands and act as if that necklace was connecting us. It worked for me, so I would literally connect us through my necklace, through my gift. And it snapped. I have no idea. The clasp broke. It fell from my neck. And in that moment, I felt my stomach drop. And I felt so sick because I had this weird internal thing. I don't know what it was. I've had it ever since he gave me the necklace. That if I ever lost my necklace, I would lose my love. That we would lose each other. And I don't know what that was, but I just genuinely believe that. So when my necklace broke, I wanted to spiral so bad. I wanted to give up so bad. I wanted to, be like, I truly lost it all because I lost my necklace. That's a sign of losing it all. But I said, no, we're not spiraling. And I switched it. I did not want to flip it. I did not want to flip it so bad, you guys, but I did. And I told myself, as I was crying in my bed, holding my broken necklace, I was like, this is a sign of new beginnings. This is me letting go of attachment. This is me of letting go of materialistic things. This is me showing I'm truly devoted to one thing, and that is my love for other people and my love for my partner. Let go of the grief. I told God, take this pain away from me. I surrender the pain. I surrender the guilt. I put my necklace, it's still broken, but I put it away. I'm gonna get it fixed because I still love it. It's still beautiful, but telling myself I don't need material. I don't need any outside confirmation. I have my own confirmation. And then I went to take a shower, but I was still just... It's the next day I went to go take a shower. It was getting late at night. It was like 7 o'clock, and that's when I get really sensitive, and I was feeling the emotions, and I don't want you guys to think that you have to reach out to your partner, to your person, to your SP. They can reach out to you, and that if you do reach out to them, don't feel guilty for it. Like, whatever feels right in the moment, and you know that's what you're supposed to do, then do it. And the thing is, this whole time I'd been telling myself he's the one that's going to reach out to me. But I was also talking to my spirit guides, and I'm like, please just speak through me, show me, guide me the path. And I was laying in the shower and in the bath. Everything was full of water because I love water and I love soaking in it. And you can check out my water affirmations or my water technique, my method. And I was saying my affirmations in there, but I was bawling, I was sobbing, I couldn't breathe, everything hurt, I couldn't eat, I didn't eat that whole day. The day before, I was literally starving myself because I felt so sick and so in need. But I kept acting as if I kept persisting anyways. I let myself feel without saying negative, hateful things about me or my person. And I started talking to God, and I was like, God, please show me. What am I supposed to do right now? What do I do right now? And I just heard this voice, like this inner feeling. It was just like, call him, call him, call him. Because I knew he wasn't okay, and I knew he was hurting, and I had so much worry for him. And that's another reason I was going through the motions. So I just like, fuck it. I was like, I'm just going to do it. And I called him, and he answered. And I was so surprised he answered because he had never answered anything else before. And we talked on the phone, and it was nothing crazy, but I did cry to him, and we stayed on the phone for like 40 minutes. We didn't talk about anything really. We just kind of talked about, I asked questions. I said, I want to know why you left. This and this and this, and basically asking if we can talk things out again is how it ended. And he agreed. And he said, tomorrow we'll talk again. He said he was really busy because it's late at night and he has school the next day, but he'll find out some time to talk to me. I didn't know if he was going to call me. I didn't know if he was going to text me. I didn't know if he was lying to me. But I just accepted it, and I went to sleep. I cried myself to sleep. And the next day, continued with my affirmations, said he's showing up for me, that this and this and this is going to happen. And all while I'm visualizing, I always go to the park by my house. A while before I visualized him coming to the park to see me, we were going to talk things out at the park. We're going to work things out even if we don't get back together. I just don't want things to end. I don't want it to end with just my stuff being dropped off and a dead expression. Like, that's not... No, we've been together so much longer. That's not how things are ending. And so I always visualized him coming to the park and giving me love and expressing his emotions, actually confronting and saying that he was self-sabotaging. I literally said that he knows he's self-sabotaging. I said he knows he's regretful. He knows I'm always on his mind. He knows he does want me, and he knows he does truly love me, and he knows he was self-isolating, basically. Like, everything I assumed that he was going through, he was going to affirm to me. And so he shows up at the park. Now, this is the crazy thing. He said, the day before he said he was going to text me, he didn't. Not at all. But I just had this feeling, this knowing. I trusted, and I did technically set a time frame because I had a doctor's appointment on the 10th, and I wanted him to come back before then. I wasn't too keen on it, but I just wanted that before the 10th, before April 10th. And we were broken up for maybe 10 days, maybe 2-ish weeks, around that time frame. I don't know for sure. But I visualized him coming to the park, so I took my dog on a walk. I got ready got ready again. And all of a sudden, as I'm crossing the street and going to the park, I see his car, and we look and we make eye contact, and he flips around, drives back to my spot, and gets out of the car to see me. He literally just showed up. He literally, out of the blue, just showed up at the park. And I was like, what is going on? And I was freaking out. And so then we talked things out. And everything I affirmed for, he ended up saying. Everything I put in his head when I said that he's self-sabotaging, I said this first. I said, I fear that you're self-sabotaging, and I said this out loud, and he said, it's crazy that you say that, because I was thinking the same thing, and since you told me that, it basically affirms it for me. And he told me that, and I was like, yeah, of course it does, because I'm a witch. I'm the one that put that thought in your mind. But anyways, I didn't tell him that. But we started talking, and he started everything I wanted him to say, everything I assumed about him that he was going through, he confirmed. Whenever I told myself when I put the thought of me in his mind and I say, you're dreaming about me, you're dreaming about me, you're dreaming about me, he told me all his dreams were full of me. And when I told him in my head to him that you're always missing me and you are regretful, he literally said out loud to me how he regrets it and how he does miss me and how all he thinks about me is me, and everywhere he goes he's consumed with me. And you know what my affirmation was? My SP, except his name, my SP is always consumed with me. My SP is always consumed with me. He is consumed by the thought of me, and he literally told me that, word for word. And I was trying not to smile again and get too excited because, like, I'm so powerful. I felt so excited. And he ended up sitting, because at first it's, again, the cold demeanor, but I kept affirming, you are warm. You are warm. You are warm. And he sat down next to me, and his face softened so much. I literally saw his shell break. And in the past, I kept visualizing him coming to the park and literally scooping me up bridal style and just holding me like that. And he did that. But we're going to get into that in a sec. I need to backtrack. I remember when I was sitting there at the bench next to him, I kept affirming that you miss me, you love me, you want to kiss me. You want to kiss me. And I literally I closed my eyes for a second, and I imagined my conscious going into his consciousness and saying, I want to kiss you, I want to kiss you, I want to kiss you. And then seconds later, he asked again, is it okay if I kiss you? And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, yes, of course. But really, I was like, yeah, bitch, I know you want to. And then he kissed me. And then he picked me up bridal style and held me so tight. And then everything since then has just been calm. He's opened up completely. He's told me how grateful he is to me. Family just got home, so sorry if there's like background noises, but literally everything happened. And what's crazy is, because I kept telling myself, I'm so powerful, you know, I have so much control. And he texted me the same night and was like, I didn't realize how much control you have over me, but like in a good way. Girl. And he just kept affirming, like, I want to be the best man for you. And he kept saying, I do want you. And he kept saying, you know, I am so in love with you. And he kept saying, I'm going to try my very, very best to be the man you deserve, and that I don't want to hurt you. And everything that I was affirming, literally to a T. And I still feel so powerful. And I'm still calling myself a witch, because, yeah, I did that. We saw the Minecraft movie. It was horrible. I loved it. And it's been amazing. And I know to never spiral again. And every time, because I'm still human and we still have negative thoughts. And if I think this is just a phase or that he's going to leave again, nope. Shut that down right away. We are happy, healthy, and whole. We are in game. We are forever. And it's like you have to persist. Even when the 3D is not conforming. Even when everything feels like it is just sick within you, you have to keep doing it if you truly want it, and it will come, it will happen. We are all connected. Nobody has free will. Okay, this is your reality. This is your life. You can change it with your thoughts and affirmations. You just gotta start, and you gotta keep with it. And when I tell you, this man is stubborn and strong, and he is the type to close off, and the fact he is being so warm and passionate and so everything Everything I said, everything I thought, to a T, like the freaking flowers. Like, I'm mind blown. But also, when it happened, I was super excited, but at the same time, it felt so surreal. And at the same time, I was like, okay, no big deal, because I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen because I told myself over and over and over and over that I eventually brainwashed myself. And you have to get to the point of where you're brainwashing yourself with good thoughts and good beliefs, and then it will just freaking happen. And I have more affirmations that I did, and I have manifested money, so much money, and success, and love, and love. My SP was the biggest thing, because that is the biggest thing that fulfills me, is giving love to a person. And it's just crazy. And this is just my story, and I just want to say it as inspiration, because I get inspiration from success stories. And I really want to tell you, all I did was pretend to talk to him. All I did was affirm into water. All I did was change my thoughts, saturated my mind with nothing but love and clarity. And when I saw him, I told him, like, I hold nothing against you, because I did it. Because I was angry for a day, then I wavered for a few days, and then I truly surrendered. I let go of the anger, I let go of the hate, I let go of the confusion, I let go of the self-pity. When people say to let go, that's what they mean to let go of. You don't have to let go of your manifestations. You have to let go of the bad that's within you. Purge that out and just be open. And I was open, and I told him, I can never be mad at you. I can never hate you. I can never not want you. And I said, even if you don't want me back, I don't care. We don't have to be together. I just want to give my love to you, not because you're forcing it on me, but because that's what brings me fulfillment, because I choose to do that. And I don't know, we're here today, and we're together, and we're happy, healthy, whole, and everything. We are in game, and I just know, I know there's not going to be a fluke again. And even if we have off days, it doesn't matter, because we're going to persist through them. Because even when we're together, you cannot stop persisting. Even when you have your manifestation, when you have everything you want, you still have to affirm. You still have to persist in that and keep up with it, so you don't spiral, so your negative thinking doesn't overtake you, because you are powerful. And you're manifesting everything, whether you know it or not, whether you want it or not, you are. So might as well make it for your benefit. So that's what I'm saying. That was my story. That was my rant. That was my tangent. I wanted to get this out there. I wanted it to be inspiring. I wanted you to know that, honey, I could really, really show you, get into how bad my feelings were. But I didn't care, because I knew. And my affirmation, one of my affirmations was, I know I get everything I want. I know everything is okay. I know everything's working out for me. I know we are in game. And I said it over and over and over and over when I was falling asleep, right when I woke up, when I was in the shower, when I was doing laundry, when I was studying, every second of every day. Saturate my mind with good. And it came, and I felt like forever. It felt like it took so long, but really in the grand scheme of things, it really didn't take that long. It took like a week, maybe two. I don't even think it was a full 2 weeks. I'll have to put the exact time frame on screen if I can find it. But and it happened. Thing is, he came back 2 days before my doctor's, because that's when my deadline was. That was the time I put, and he came back right before then. So, honey, you are so powerful. You are your own limitations. Remember, you can have your SP. You can have your SP. It doesn't matter how stubborn they are. You want it, you can have it. Rewrite them. Affirm for them. Affirm to be happy. Affirm for them to be happy with you and comfortable with you and calm with you and stress-free with you. And that's how they're going to feel with you. You start thinking negative about yourself, and I mean not just once or twice, but like feeding into the negativity. You start hating yourself. You start being insecure. Your relationships are going to reflect that. I'm done with my ramen. I'm done with my story. Thanks for watching. Stay healthy and happy. Please comment down below that you are happy, healthy, and whole. I love you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.